Yeah. No,
You
I'm
still going to like the Jets without Aaron Rodgers?
Let's just start the show. Welcome everybody to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Michael Travers and I judge random strangers on the internet. That is right. Michael Travers and I are two professional comedians who travel around the country telling jokes to strangers for money because we have zero other employable skills. When we're not doing that, we take time to sit in my basement and judge random strangers on the internet. If it's your first time here and you wonder who the heck Mike Travers is, hey.
Wonder no more. Yeah.
You look good.
Yeah, thanks. I feel like I'm lighting up nice tonight.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like light up
blue.
night on Mike.
It's the blue.
It is.
Very handsome.
It's Periwinkle.
It is periwinkle.
It's like Carolina blue.
Carolina blue.
Yeah.
And who's giving him those compliments? Well, those would be our beautiful wives, Ken and Alana.
Hi.
Hello.
Always look gorgeous.
They do. You guys always look great.
Thanks, guys.
And it's.
you.
I think it's the lights.
Yeah.
Has to be the light.
Good filter.
Yeah.
You did a really good job for us.
You're welcome. Here's how the show works. What happens here is our beautiful wives read us two headlines they find across Reddit. And then we choose which one we think will be the funniest to blind react to. Then we blind react to that story just based off the headline alone. They read the story, we blind react to it. I will tell you, if it's your first time here, please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. It helps us out more than you know. And I just found out it's free to do. So I don't know why you guys haven't. Why you guys being dicks, all right?
found out.
It's free to do. I will tell you another thing. Podcast has been going great.
Boom.
It's been really blowing up, and that's all thanks to you. And we appreciate you. So without further ado, judge people with us. Comment down below. And Kendall, kick us off with two stories.
Okay. Am I the asshole for exposing myself to my mother-in-law? Or would I be the asshole if I told my mother-in-law that she could no longer visit my child at daycare?
Okay. Exposing yourself to your mother-in-law. Is it, wait.
It's a female.
Okay, because I feel like a male, it's a criminal offense. It's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It at least ruins Christmas,
Yeah,
for
right.
sure.
It's
It ruins Christmas.
maybe wants that package early.
Man, exposing yourself, or what? The other one was visiting your daughter. Visiting
Telling
your
my
granddaughter at
mother-in-law
work?
she could no longer visit my child at daycare.
Let's do the expose.
Yeah, I feel like
how that goes down.
Okay.
unless it was like a breastfeeding.
No,
Okay,
Not
cool.
breastfeeding.
Okay, cool. Because that's just like how
Yeah,
else
that
are you
can-
gonna do
yeah.
it?
that's
Right.
clickbait.
Yeah, that's clickbait. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's titbait.
Exactly. Hashtag. Okay. Am I the asshole for exposing myself to my mother-in-law? The truth of the matter is that I don't actually care if anyone thinks that I'm an ass for what I did, because it accomplished exactly what I wanted. I, 35 female, have a very nosy mother-in-law who thinks that she can walk into my house any time of day or night. Shortly after moving into our house, my mother-in-law rented the house next door and liked to sneak into our house late in the evening or in the middle of the night to hold our newborn.
Middle of the night.
Ew.
Just imagine that. She's
That's
she's like
creepy.
the newborn just floating around.
Yeah, lucky she doesn't get shot.
Honestly, she doesn't knock or ask. And now I have a baby who has her days and nights mixed up, and I'm up all hours of the night with my baby because whenever my mother-in-law decides to stay home, she comes over and picks her up. I get that she thinks she's doing us a favor by taking the night shift for the baby, but she will actually wake up the baby to hold her.
Whoa.
That's a no-no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was sitting on the couch bemoaning the fact one evening to my husband that his mother needed to learn boundaries. I joked that it would be hilarious if one day she came in unannounced and walked in on us making out or something worse. Right then, I heard footsteps outside the house and I said, "Just watch. That's probably her." My husband says to me, "Quick, take off your shirt."
What an opportunistic husband.
I've used that same line anytime we hear a prowler. Quick, take off your shirt.
Take off your clothes. So I comply. He whips off his own shirt, throws a big blanket around us so that it covers our pants, and wraps his arms around me in an embrace. When the front door pops open, we both shriek and pull the blankets up to cover ourselves. Her face was priceless. It took her a few moments for her brain to register what she was seeing, and then she whirled around, slammed the door shut behind her, and practically ran down the sidewalk to her house. Since that day, she now always calls first to make sure it's safe to come over. So am I the asshole for making her uncomfortable?
No.
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 Boundary set.
It sounds like it worked. Yeah. I think if she was worried about it working, I think she nailed the fact that it did. I love the opening line of that story though. She was like, I don't care if anybody thinks I'm an asshole. Yet she's posting an am I the asshole story.
But am I?
I wouldn't care either. Yeah.
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 She just really wanted to tell that story about her mother-in-law.
Imagine your mother-in-law coming over to your house.
Yeah.
Like it just unannounced anytime you just walk in your house and there's your mother-in-law holding like who loves children that much where they're like, I gotta hold this right
Oh,
now.
don't get me
Middle of the
wrong. If
night,
we lived
yeah.
next door to our kids and they had a baby, I would be like, let me come over as much as I can. But I definitely wouldn't be like unannounced showing up.
Yeah, that is odd.
That's
To go over there in the hopes that the baby's like crying and needs help like at 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
So weird.
because she did say in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, she just going over in the odd chance that the kid's awake, or she wakes the kid up to hold the kid.
Yeah, maybe she put a nanny cam in there and didn't
I
tell them.
think that's way more likely. I think instead of being naked, you should have checked the room to see if it was tapped.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine?
No, it would be terrible. It's like, yeah, you want your mother-in-law to like want to hang out with your kids and help you with the baby, but like on your own schedule.
Yeah.
Problem is like that's one of those things you would complain about 10 times in a row, and the 11th time she'll show up on a night when you're super tired and the baby starts crying and she's like, I got it, and you're like,
Thank God.
that'll work. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And then she just thinks like, oh, this is okay. I'm okay to do this all the time. Yeah. I mean, like you got to have boundaries. And I've always said there's no better way to set boundaries than with your tits out.
Yeah.
I think
Clearly.
to a fault, probably
Yeah.
I've said it. I think
probably should say it again.
Yeah. I think if you guys wanted to teach us a lesson.
Yeah.
Topless podcast.
It's the only way we're going to learn.
Yeah.
The only way we're going to learn.
And next week on Bad Potato Salad.
Is there something you want me to stop doing?
Yeah.
You remember how you say I never listen to you?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Guarantee.
you really don't.
If you had a
Wow,
lot
they're
more
showing them right now. Oh, they're showing them right now. Keep it. Wow, oh, you missed
they put it back
Yeah.
on. It's,
Oh my God, they were just out. That was amazing.
I did read somewhere that if you're getting in a fight with your partner and you feel like you can't come to a resolution, you should just take all your clothes off because that diffuses the situation.
That would definitely work. I am 100% shallow enough to be like, okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what? We do need another dog. Yeah. That's, the other thing too with this story is like, again, did it say that they tried like having a conversation with her, or did she just go straight to I'm gonna be naked?
I think straight to we're just gonna do this.
What was the son? It was the husband.
It was his idea.
Yeah, his idea.
Well, no, she said, what if we did it like? What if
she
came
first.
over and like we were like making out naked or doing something
Yeah.
even worse? Like
Yeah.
she was willing to commit to the bit. She's like, stick it in. Your mom's coming. She was ready to commit to the bit.
Let's sell this.
That's really,
But also, who lives next door to their mother-in-law?
who does that?
Yeah, gross.
I can't believe anybody.
Oh wait,
would
we
I
do.
do.
Yeah, you do. Hey, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
But also like you could have gone I think a few different ways where you were just like, hey, like please don't wake our child up while he's sleeping. Like, hey, like don't like come over unannounced. We still, even though we're like next to you, like we still need to have like a boundary or whatever. But yeah, I think going straight to the, you know what I mean? That'd be like, we don't like you coming over to our house, so we burnt it down.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there's other steps before that.
Before tits are out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tits come out. That's like level 4 problem.
Yeah.
It has to be the husband's. If there's a step before it, he has to be the one
Definitely.
to be like, "Hey, mom."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, why
this
didn't-
isn't working?
Because to have the baby like floating around in the middle, like to have somebody in your house, right? You know what I mean? Like to have somebody in your house in the middle of the night holding your child is freaky and creepy. And also it's a great way to like get like shot. Like,
Honestly.
you know what I mean? Like or the cops called or something like that. But like so like the husband should have absolutely been like, hey, like let's talk about this.
Yeah, like, hey, we're not going to know if we're ever being robbed.
Right.
We're just going to assume Oh,
Right.
that's you handling the baby.
Not good.
And it's
I
not.
don't know why she's taking the TV off the wall. Baby must be super colicky.
Baby needs to watch HBO right
Yeah, I guess. She wants it closer to her.
And
Yeah.
so she just obsessed with holding her grandchild so much. She's like, I'm going to sneak into their
Yeah.
house, break into their house in the
Yeah.
middle of the night. And then the mom was like, not if my, but it did work. I think
It
we're
did work.
overlooking the fact that it did work.
It did work.
Yeah.
Did work. So not the asshole.
Smart.
No.
I
And
guess.
going forward, that's how we're going to solve most problems, I think.
Take our clothes off.
Well,
It's one thing we've learned today, guys. It's that.
Yeah.
take our shirts off.
Love it.
What the IRS comes over to our house. we didn't pay
know.
back taxes.
I'm sorry, I didn't pay my taxes. Here's my books.
yeah.
Here's some back taxes right here. Here's June and July.
Oh my goodness. All right, are we ready for 2 more options?
2 more options.
Okay.
Imagine just like being at a car dealership and you're not getting the deal you want. You're like,
Yeah.
she'll take her shirt off right now.
Listen, if that would work,
Yeah.
sign me up.
Yeah. Instead of toys for tots, it's tits for tots.
Tits for tots.
Tits for tots. We might have just come up with something really great.
No, that's not great.
And illegal. God is my witness. I thought it was a good plan.
It was a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
We had it all thought up.
Like
Didn't say it out loud enough.
it's got a good rhythm to it. It's just,
The Meredith Palmer Rabies Awareness March for the
Fun
Cure.
run
Yeah,
for the cure. 5K.
Michael, 5K is 3 miles, not 5,000 miles.
Okay. Am I overreacting? I'm a single dad of girls. Am I being overly cautious by not letting them have friend sleepovers at my house?
Interesting.
Okay. Or am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend not to invite his ex to our anniversary dinner?
One of those doesn't seem like it has to be said.
yeah, right.
You shouldn't have to tell the people that you don't want to have sleepovers at your house. But your ex is obviously going to come to
Yeah,
you.
right. It wouldn't be
Yeah.
a party without your
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow. Have you read both of these stories?
Yeah. I think they're both interesting for different reasons. So I'm just going to
Wow, way to give us no information.
Well, listen, if I had a strong opinion,
I kind of want
I
to know
would tell
why
you.
the ex was even there in the first place.
All right, let's do it.
Is that the one you wanted?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was that was right down the middle.
Okay.
That was 50-50.
I'd love to know why you have to tell your boyfriend to not bring their ex to a dinner.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that just doesn't need to be said.
I feel like it gets a little murky, so this is going to be funny.
Yeah.
All right. Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend not to invite his ex to our anniversary dinner? I, 29 female, have been in a relationship with my boyfriend Jake, 31 male, for 3 years.
Okay.
We usually celebrate our anniversary with a small dinner with our closest friends and family, a tradition that we both cherish. This year,
Well, yeah, that's weird to have, I guess an anniversary tradition already, but who knows?
Yeah.
yeah. This year, however, Jake decided to mix things up by planning an all-inclusive dinner party to commemorate our relationship. Everything was going well until I found out that he had also invited his ex, Sarah.
Yeah.
Now, let me clarify. Jake and Sarah broke up over 2 years ago, and he claims they've remained just friends.
Hold on.
That math
Yes.
doesn't match.
Yeah,
They
That's
broke
what
up
I
2 years
said.
ago, but this is their 3rd year anniversary.
I read it several times.
That explains the invitation. They were still together for a third of the relationship.
There's some confusion about what's
What?
actually happening, but yes, she said that.
So they're
Yes.
celebrating their 3rd. So just so everyone can follow the story, they're celebrating their 3rd anniversary.
Yep.
And she said Jake and his ex
Yep.
broke up 2
Yep.
years ago.
Yep.
So there was an overlap
They were a
of
throuple for a year.
unbeknownst to somebody.
Something's not right, yeah. But to me, our anniversary is a celebration of us, and having someone from his romantic past there feels like a disregard for our relationship.
It's fair.
Yep.
Definitely.
So when I brought it up, I explained that her presence made me uncomfortable and sent mixed signals about how our relationship is valued. I suggested that maybe we could plan a separate get-together with her another time.
That's a threesome.
Yeah, 100%.
Weird. But he insisted that she's an important part of his past and should be welcome at the celebration.
Wow.
Why are you? Is that the end of the story?
No,
Okay.
there's another
Okay.
paragraph.
Sorry.
Okay, the night of the dinner was tense from the start, and I tried to enjoy the evening, but I ended up leaving early because I couldn't shake the feeling that the event wasn't really about us. Since then, some of our mutual friends have reached out, calling me controlling and insecure.
Wow.
What?
So crazy. They say I should trust him and that it's really not a big deal. And I still feel that my feelings are valid. I'm just trying to set healthy boundaries about what I consider appropriate for celebrating our relationship. So, am I the asshole for telling Jake not to invite Sarah to our anniversary dinner?
So I love the fact that she was like, I left early, and Jake's like, that's fine. I'm just gonna get a ride home with Sarah. I got a DD. Like that's
She knows where I live.
yeah. Where we live.
Yeah.
So
She's an important part of his past.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. She
No,
is
it's
she is an
not.
important. No, I'm not saying. I'm saying like
What
the
if I
wording
brought
is.
an ex-boyfriend? I was like,
Dude,
he needs to be here
No.
because he's an important part of my past.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's
saying
so
like your
weird.
ex-boyfriends are an important part of your past. That's
Yeah, but they're
But not to
literally
cut you
in
to
the
invite them to
No,
your
I
past.
wedding?
agree, but I'm saying like he is an important part of their past.
Would
but
you invite them to your wedding?
No.
No, yeah, no.
They're not even engaged yet. Like that's a dangerous time to be inviting exes over to things. They're just dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he planned this all-inclusive
With friends and family.
dinner. It's
Yeah, dinner.
what's it? All-inclusive. What is it? A buffet?
I
Like
don't
at a
know.
Golden
That's
Corral?
really
Like,
It
what's
says
Yeah.
all inclusive in quotations.
So he just paying for everybody to be it's like a Last Supper situation,
what
table
that
for
means.
13, all
Supper.
facing the same way.
I don't know that he's specifically the asshole for inviting, but I think someone's the asshole for having a dinner for your anniversary that you're inviting all your friends and
friends.
families at year 3. Like that's a bizarre thing.
I don't want to
Yeah, that's a
anyone
one-on-one
else to
thing.
come if it's our anniversary.
Yeah.
like
10
just
years
you
in.
and I are going to go to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, like why would
And
you
that's
have a dinner with everyone there? Unless it's an all-inclusive dinner. Was it an all
Does anybody know? Was it all inclusive? Because I, feel like
think
if it was
maybe
all
like alcohol is included and he's
Yeah, it's
paying for
weird.
it all. I don't know.
Is it at a house or at a restaurant?
it's at Charles E. Cheese. So like, because I mean, welcome to the fucking circus, bub. That's it's interesting because like, yeah, he like you all said, you're inviting your ex over to your. Meanwhile, you might have been dating her for a year of your
Yeah.
current relationship. And you're in a relationship, and then you want to have a spectacle about your relationship. I don't know. This is just that's a weird.
It's weird too because this is the 3rd year, so it's not like
Right.
What they
happened
had a
the
dinner
first 2
year
years?
1. They
Yeah.
had a dinner celebrating. It's a weird thing to invite your family and friends.
So they had a dinner the first year. He's like, something's missing.
Yeah.
Someone's missing from the. I think Sarah should be here
I think
to
Sarah
celebrate
should be
this with
here.
me. Yeah,
She took my virginity. She should
Yeah.
be here tonight. She should be. It's not the same.
The other thing too is like I get like if you have a party for your anniversary or for a celebration, if you had a party and you and your ex remained friends,
Yeah.
as a couple, like you guys remained friends, like with
yeah,
your
for
like
sure.
your ex-wife and
Right.
Kendall, they're all friends. So
yeah,
like,
that's- yeah.
so what I'm
That's
saying is like if
complete-
you
yeah.
were if you were gonna have a party, you wouldn't be like we're not inviting my ex-wife over
Right.
because you guys are all friends.
Oh, yeah, of course not. But I also wouldn't be like, oh, Mike and I have been dating for 20 years. Him and Michelle broke up 15 years ago. Like,
You wouldn't say that. That's what happened. But you wouldn't say that.
So I had to dig through the comments because I didn't think the original poster commented on this, but I found a couple with clarification, but like doesn't super help. Basically saying,
I'm a home wrecker.
Jake and I have been together for 3 years. Sarah and Jake broke up a little over 2 years ago. That means when we started dating, he had already ended things with her. Like that
That
still
makes no
doesn't make
sense.
sense.
That's
She's
not.
terrible at math.
She's
Is that
saying
the metric system? Is that why we don't
It
use
might
it?
be.
Is that?
yeah, I don't know kilos.
Yeah.
She says the confusion comes from their continued friendship, even
There
though
it
their
is.
romantic relationship ended 2 years ago. They remained close, and I wasn't fully aware of how much she was still present early on. My issue isn't
Oh.
about the overlap; it's about boundaries.
No, so what she doesn't understand is they were definitely still banging for
Absolutely.
quite a
Yeah.
while you were talking to Jake.
Which explains the invitation more. Maybe she does deserve an invitation.
Yeah. or a medal.
She's been part of this relationship more than she thinks.
100%.
Yeah.
So she started dating Jake 3 years ago, and then Sarah and Jake broke up 2 years ago, but for that year they were still like hanging out.
Maybe it was a situationship, and so she thought it was fine, or she didn't know it was still. I don't know, but you got to find a new boyfriend.
So we're asking who's asking if they're the asshole here?
Well, this girl posting is asking if she's the asshole because she didn't want Sarah
For
to be
telling
at the
Jake
dinner.
not to invite Sarah.
Oh. No, that's fine. Yeah, just keep telling him no, and you'll drive him straight back into Sarah's arms. You're not the asshole, but just get ready because there's not a situation where Sarah doesn't end up with Jake again at least one more time.
Yeah.
I've seen road rules.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Don't invite her.
No.
You know, that sounds messy, but you're right.
But she was there and she left early.
Oh yeah, she was there. She ended up showing up.
Yeah, she said the night of the dinner was tense.
Wait, who left early? The one in the relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Yeah. You know, they've all had a few drinks now, and I'm just going to get out of here.
There's no way you blow a little wind on a fire, it catches flame again, right? How's that work? So, 100%. No, there's nothing to worry about now. They definitely banged that night.
Yeah, they're still doing it. You must be fine with it. I mean, there's no... Why would you leave your anniversary dinner early?
Yeah.
Without him?
Also, you're throwing a party and then you leave early. That'd be like leaving your graduation party early. Like, who are we?
An all-inclusive graduation party.
She's not the asshole for not wanting her there.
No.
If we're being honest, she's not the asshole for not wanting her there.
No.
Jake's seems very immature.
Yeah.
And, I don't think she can't be the asshole for wanting her.
No, not at all. She's not the asshole.
No. She needs a new boyfriend. But
she's going to get one. So is Sarah.
So is Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I the asshole for not wanting to follow my mom's rules if I'm paying half the rent? Or am I the asshole for telling my daughter to eat healthy before she gets chemo?
Interesting.
I think the rent one is interesting.
Yeah, I like the first one.
Yeah, the red one's interesting too because like I said, even if this is just a preemptive judgment, but even if she is still your mom, but you're still paying half the rent, like she still gets a say in what happens in the house because she's paying half the rent.
Paying half the rent. Right. Well, we don't know ages yet. That's a big factor.
Oh,
she's
fair.
like 12.
Yeah,
with a paper route. Yeah. There's still paper routes.
She has a paper
an
route.
e-paper route. Sending emails.
Okay, you want to go with the rent one?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go with the rent one.
Am I the asshole for not wanting to follow my mom's rules if I'm paying half the rent? My mom and I'm 23 female, are potentially getting an apartment together and each paying half of the rent. And she stated that there will still be the same rules applied as when I was living at home with her. So for background information, my parents growing up weren't super strict, but they are a little more traditional. So they had certain rules with me that I, of course, didn't like. And they still applied even once I turned 18. I had to be home at a certain time, no tattoos, no sleepovers with boyfriends, and I even couldn't go on any trips that the rest of all of my girlfriend group went on. However, I understood that that was their house and their rules. So the solution was for me moving out, which I did when I turned 21. I moved out with my roommates and I've been living there for the past 2 years. I'm in a place now financially where I can afford an apartment of my own. And I just graduated college last month, so I've been looking for them. Simultaneously, my parents decided to split a few months ago, and they are currently working on finalizing the divorce and selling the house. I'm the only one of my siblings who lives in the same state, and my mom knew about my plans to get an apartment, so she asked if I would want to look for one together to split the rent. She was a stay-at-home mom for a while, and now that her and my dad are done being together, she's working a regular job, so she's been tight on money. This actually didn't seem like a bad idea to me, so I said yes. But we had a conversation yesterday where I mentioned my upcoming tattoo appointment, to which she said, enjoy it now, because once we're under the same roof again, your lifestyle is going to have to change. I was confused by this statement, and then she mentioned that I'll have to pretty much follow the same rules that I did when I was living with her and my dad growing up. This made me very upset, and I told her that if we're going to be getting this apartment together where I'm paying half the bills, I'm not following her rules. Now she's telling me that I'm disrespectful and rude, and she's disappointed in me. As someone who's 23, I go out with my friends at night when I'm off the next day. I've been trying to travel to new places every other month, and I'm just enjoying my 20s.
Yeah.
I even have a trip to Cancun this summer for my birthday, but now apparently she says I would have to cancel that because she thinks I need to follow her rules of living. I'm not sure what to do. I don't want to damage the relationship with my mom. So am I being unreasonable? Should I still plan to move in with her? Or am I being the asshole here?
Mom's
No,
nuts.
you need to get away from that.
Get another
That is
apartment.
crazy. She's like, our house, my rules, and that's not how
Right.
this
She's
is
an
gonna.
adult.
You can't do a tattoo. You're 23. Like,
And
Can't
has
go
lived
to-
on her
on
own
a
for
trip?
and she lived on her own for 2 years. You
Right.
can't put that back into the box.
She's
Yeah.
an adult.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That mom's
It is.
insane.
yeah.
It's wild to think that she's like, nuh-uh. While you're being an equal adult and we're splitting half the rent, you're
Yeah.
going to listen to what I have to say.
We should honestly, what she should do is being like, well, we live in this house. We live by one rule, the rule
Yeah.
of Jesus, and it says divorce is a sin. So I have to. When you move
I have
in,
to stone
I'm
you.
throwing
Yeah.
rocks at you. yeah. I'm gonna stone you quite a bit, moms. I'm sorry. Those are the rules. Yeah,
Those are the rules.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's no rent
Worth.
split that's
Yeah.
worth that.
No.
Like to put up with that and because she's worried about damaging the relationship. You live with your mom with those rules.
Oh, right.
Now that you've lived without them, that relationship is going to be destroyed. Like the third orgy you have at that apartment, that mom's going to be like, "That's enough."
That's a tough one too, because like, yeah, you're gonna lose. You know, your mom's not gonna respect. She's not gonna want to be around you as much for sure if you kick her out of your house or if you're splitting a house there. But like at the same time, like how can she justify or how can you justify having her basically parent you again as
Right.
a 23-year-old
That's
adult
crazy.
who's lived on her own? She's worked, she's saved up the money. Yeah, if you want to go get a tattoo, like if you want to go to Cancun, like if you want to go, I honestly like I feel like just from like if I was in that situation, it would be weird if I was dating a girl at that time to like bring her over to my house and like like have a
my mom
sleepover,
lives here.
right? While my mom lives here,
Especially
know
an apartment.
Wait,
Right.
I
Apartment.
started dating you when you were 24.
Yeah, did he live with
And
his
I
mom?
slept over at your house all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, and that ruined my relationship with my mom.
That's why your mom's not here right now. A house is different than an apartment for sure. Like just there's a little bit more room to get away. Apartment's rough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you were living in your parents' house, and I mean, when I met Mike, I was technically living with my mom and my stepdad
Yeah.
as a 26-year-old. So,
Right.
like, there, there's some awkwardness there.
I'll be honest, that was a turn on. I couldn't do it unless your mom was home.
He was in there turning mom's hearing aids up so she could hear everything.
Let's leave the door cracked.
Kim, you're going to want to hear this one.
Yeah.
How about, can you read the rules that she had again?
Yeah. She said.
And we'll break the rules down like one
Yeah.
by one here.
Break the rules down.
love
Okay. Okay. No tattoos.
Which is wild because she was like, "This is your last day,"
Yeah,
because she's
the
already
last
got
one.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's it matter? She
At
gets-
least one.
Yeah.
So when she was young, so when she was younger, even when she said she turned 18, she had to be home. She had a curfew.
yeah.
No tattoos, no sleepovers with boyfriends, and you can't go on any trips that are even with all girls.
And
That's
yeah,
weird.
Yeah, and she said that she goes out with her friends when she doesn't have
Yep.
to work the next day.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, whoever wrote this story, go and do that because when you're in your 20s,
It's
that's
so
the time to
fun.
drink and get up the next day and rebound. Because when you're in your 30s, I drank like I was in my 20s a couple weeks ago, and I'm still hurting from that. Like it's not, you don't rebound as well.
You shaking your head, yeah, for you drink like that 4 or 5 nights a
Not every week.
week. There's mornings I wake up, I'm like, I think I married like Vince Neil from Motley Crue. She's a partier. You have not slowed down one bit.
Yeah, but you
And my mom
also
doesn't care.
rebound super well.
Yeah.
And your skin looks great for, you know what I mean? Like you get some people that don't, like, because it would mess up my sleep schedule. Like you drink and you become real fun and then you keep going. I drink, I get real tired, and then I'm fun for like 3 minutes, and then I'm asleep. Is that right?
Yeah, Kendall's one friend's like that too.
Oh, Alyssa.
There's like a small window of super fun,
and then it's
sleepy.
she's asleep in public.
We did, we did that show in North Carolina where we rented that Airbnb.
Yeah.
and we were all like, we were driving, we were at the you were You were driving. We were all at the
Airbnb.
No, the winery first, and we were we were like drinking all the wine at the winery, and then like our Airbnb is like 2 hours away, and we're like having the time. We're singing karaoke, we're singing
Billy
songs in the
Joel's,
car, and we get to the Airbnb and we start drinking more because Mike needs to catch up now, and we're like drinking, and the other guy is with us. He's drinking. Ray, he was he's fun, having a blast, and then next thing I know, I'm just like. Boom. On the bench.
We lost Derek.
There was an engagement on the phone.
There was an engagement on the phone.
There was a horse at our Airbnb.
There was a horse?
Yeah. There was a horse. What was the horse's name? I forget.
Carl.
Probably Carl. Yeah. So that's you got to do it while you're in your 20s. Like go out and enjoy it. Like travel. Like because after that, all your other friends are gonna start having kids and getting relationships, and you're just never gonna see them anymore.
This is your time to have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. You either gotta not move in with your mom, or you gotta set those hard boundaries before you do. Because if the mom's in a bad spot and can't afford a place,
right,
that's a tough spot. Right.
I understand
the right thing,
that,
but yeah, mom's got to be aware that she may be jerking a dude off. And, it's someone's friend. She might have to take one for the team.
Yeah. No one likes Chad, Mom. But you're gonna have to blow
We get that. You're not gonna marry Chad. Yeah.
He gave us free groceries for a year. Just do your part.
He used to sell me cigarettes behind the gas station. You have to do it because it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna regret not because you can't turn back time. You got to help your mom out, but you have to set the boundaries. You also have to be super prepared to stick to those boundaries because moms can walk over you with like emotional strings and things like that.
I think that was the most annoying thing of that whole thing is how like entitled the mom felt like when she said, well, that trip's not going to happen.
Live it up now.
Yeah, do that stuff now because once we're living together, my rules again. It's like, wait, that's 5 years past 18, Mom.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What would you do if your mom had to live with us?
Hold on, I'm choking literally.
Would you choke?
At the thought of your mother living with us?
What'd you say?
At the thought of your mother living with us, you were choking?
My mom?
Yeah.
Would you handle that?
Yeah, how would you handle it if she came over? If she I feel like she'd be pretty
really
respectful.
Back. She's a huge worrier.
Yeah.
Which is where I get that from. But she's like all in all pretty laid back besides all the worrying.
She's cool. You would have to be like, Mom, slow down on the parties.
Yeah, no, I think that the other thing too, like she'd be like, Alana, do you guys have to go out tonight? We might get snow in the next 48 hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a drop of rain coming in 4 hours. Like, are you going to be all right? Yeah.
Yeah, my mom was crazy like that. She'd be like, "There's wet leaves out there. You can slip on the wet. You can slip on the wet leaves."
Yep, that's what my mom
You're like, I'm dropping acid in the parking lot, and you're worried. I'm worried the leaves might eat me.
Are you working today? It's like a Tuesday, Mom. Yeah, I have a 9 to 5. Yeah. Oh.
But the weather.
You work too much. Like,
doesn't sound smart.
Yeah. Someone's got to pay for his joint apartment.
It would be like living with
annoying,
my mom.
Yeah.
Well,
that would be annoying.
I mean, yeah, but my mom's not annoying.
No, I didn't say that. I said that would be annoying.
Yeah.
Your mom wouldn't care about anything, I don't think.
Nothing.
No.
She's the most chill.
She'd be like, come home or don't.
She doesn't care.
Whatever.
Just be safe. Have fun.
Have fun.
That's it? Yeah?
Yeah, she's down for anything. She's real chill.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What about your mom?
It would be a lot.
My mom would have been a lot. Yeah, my mom would have definitely. That would have been a problem. Not like rules wise, because she never tried to say anything.
Well, we did live with my mom for a bit whenever my dad died.
I recall.
Yeah.
We did.
How long did you guys live?
She lived with us.
How long did that happen?
Probably
a few
about,
months after his dad
6
passed
weeks.
away.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it was about 3 or 4 months. She was with us.
Probably. No, it wasn't. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I forget. Yeah.
That's listen, living with family's hard.
Oh, I tell you, when I got out of college and I moved back in with my parents after like being on my own for 4 years in college, and like not on your own, but like for 9 months out of the year I was on my own. I'd have my own place or whatever. Moving back in was like, this is rough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
Yeah, my parents never had like any rules. Like there was never really like for.
You just don't have your own space. You can't do your own thing.
Oh yeah, we had a small house, so that was the thing. But yeah, there was never any like don't do that. If she worried about everything, but it was definitely like I'll be home in like 3 days. I went and got a job at the beach when I was like 16. My mom was just like, okay,
and
don't
that was
get
before
arrested.
cell phones, so she had no
yeah.
contact with you at all.
You called Sunday night. Sunday night after 8. That was it. I was 16 years old at the beach working, and she was, whatever. Have fun.
That's
He didn't even have any
crazy.
beach clothes. He had to cut his jeans and
Yeah.
his shorts.
Yeah,
I did.
Daisy
At the
Dukes.
beach, I was like, I don't have any shorts.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to cut, yeah.
Also, not good at planning, so we're gonna have to cut your pants too.
It was 4 poor kids going to the beach.
That's funny. That would have been a great documentary.
Yeah.
Uno Mas.
Uno Mas. Which one's better?
Which one's better?
Okay. Okay. My son didn't invite my partner to his wedding.
Okay.
Am I overreacting about it? Sorry. Am I overreacting? My son didn't invite my partner to his wedding.
Partner.
Husband. They're married.
okay.
But like it's like the stepdad of the son.
Gotcha.
I suppose. Or am I the asshole for telling my best friend that her dating standards are unrealistic?
I feel like you got to let her learn that on her own.
How unrealistic.
Yeah. Was it really unrealistic?
No, it's an interesting. They're both interesting in a different way. So either one.
I'll let you decide.
Let's do the second one.
Let's do
I want to hear the unrealistic.
unrealistic
The dating? Okay.
standards.
Yeah, because I feel like the first one, we kind of know what that's going to be.
Yeah, right. I'm interested to see, like, she's like, I'm telling you right now, Sarah, pirates aren't real. You can't date a pirate. They're not real.
I could
Pirates
get
are
Brad.
real.
I could get
fair.
Brad Pitt.
I
No,
could
Johnny
get.
Depp.
Did you
Brad
see?
Pitt.
Did you see that one lady who was? Who was it? There was an actor. It was all AI images of this actor, like in a hospital, and she was sending him like
Yeah, it was
600.
It was Brad Pitt. It was
Yeah,
Brad
it was
Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
She was like sending she sent like $500,000 to this scammer because she said Brad Pitt needed money for his surgery, and he couldn't get money for his surgery. And this lady was like, no, like she was like our age. She was like your age or Mike's age.
Those pictures were great.
Oh,
of,
they
like,
were
him at
hilarious.
the hospital.
Like it was like him going under anesthesia. It was AI generated.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like Brad Pitt going under anesthesia, and he was like
But she
this, like
believed
he was
that
like
she was
he,
in a
he was
relationship
like
with
thumbs
him.
up. And the only reason she found out it wasn't real is because she saw Brad Pitt on the red carpet when he was supposed to be in the hospital, and she's like, "Son of
Wait
a."
a minute.
We just had a couple friend of ours tell us about a friend of theirs that said that it was a guy that was basically getting scammed by somebody, and everything she said was problematic. Like she's from another country, she couldn't
Yeah.
really talk to him on the phone, all these things, and they're like telling him the whole time this isn't real.
Right.
And he's like believing it, and then she was supposed to fly in to see him, and he helped pay for it, and then she gets into a car accident, and she sends him a picture of her from the hospital.
It was the same exact thing. It was
And it's clearly
Fake.
Brad
a
Pitt.
fake face
Yeah.
on a weird clip art thing of somebody in the hospital doing this with
Yeah.
like a fake nurse, like a weird, and they were like, he still thought this was real.
No kidding.
Yeah, and you're like, how do you get that delusional?
You just want to believe it so
Yeah,
badly.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Crazy.
And then
Yeah,
you
fall
invest
in
that
love with
much
the
time.
energy, yeah.
And I only know this because me and Derek were in North Dakota for a week, and we watched Catfish
Probably
6 hours a day.
You're not gonna believe this. North Dakota gets like 8 channels, and MTV's one of them.
Every day I would start out with high hopes, and next thing I'd be like, how was Catfish?
Yeah. Every day.
Love
At first, I was like, "Is Mike gay?" Like, he's watching a lot of
You love-
catfish.
You
They're
love
very,
Neve.
Yeah,
Can't help it.
I
You
do.
gotta-
I mean,
you
it's a
gotta
good show.
It is a good show.
But we watched it every day, and yeah,
And it's
every
net-
story is the
It's
same.
always the
it's
same.
always the same. No one's
It's always
ever
a
real.
sad person.
Yeah.
It's always sad.
Yep.
It is always sad. Okay.
Sorry, tangent, but that's what happens with our ADD brain.
What
So wait, I'm not friends with Brad Pitt.
You should stop sending him money.
Again.
She's got to go potty.
I know. Well, we're almost done
Yep.
still.
All right.
Let's go.
Am I the asshole for telling my best friend that her dating standards are unrealistic? My best friend, let's call her Elle, and I have been close for 10-ish years. And during that time, she's been in a couple of relationships, but has been single for a few years now. Amongst our friends, Elle is the only unmarried one. She's made it clear that she's unhappy with being single, sincerely hopes to get into a serious relationship, and get married sooner rather than later.
Okay.
I can understand her frustrations, especially since she's the only single friend, wants kids someday, and so on.
Sure.
About a month ago, Elle told me that she intends to be more proactive with dating this year, and I asked if I had anyone to introduce her to. Unfortunately, I do not, but another friend mentioned knowing a great guy who I happen to have met before who is single and looking for something serious. So Elle was introduced via text to the guy, and they soon started talking on the phone. Elle says he has a lot of good attributes. He's very educated, high salary, but she finds him completely unattractive because they're the same height. He's 5'7", and so is she. And because of his darker skin tone.
Oh, that's a problem. That's not standards. That's racism, Al.
Elle, what are you doing?
I tried to convince her that his height and looks should not take precedence over his personality, but this soon led to a major revelation on her dating standards that left me completely dumbfounded. So she admitted to me that she's only interested in men who, in her words, are an 8-inch or better. Oh,
No, wait,
God,
not
my brain
8
just
inch.
turned out-
What's going on in your mind, Lon?
My brain literally
Yeah.
put the
I see that,
behind
Alana.
the 8.
8 feet.
Yeah.
No, not even 8 feet.
No, she
It
just
would
said
be-
He's an 8 out of
like
10.
an 8 out of 10.
I know, but I read it
A
as
lot of
the
8-inch because it had
the quotes
It had the
behind
quotes
the
by
8.
it.
This is how unrealistic are your
Yeah.
standards? So he needs to have an 8-inch.
Alana has a cutoff.
Yeah.
It's gotta
And
be
now
8.
you all know something about me.
It's got to be 8 soft.
My brain glitched a little. Okay.
Or it didn't.
Yeah. I think there's been a glitch.
So, in her words, she wants him to be an 8 or better, looks-wise, taller than her when she's wearing heels, of a certain complexion, ideally no beard. I get it. I don't like beards either.
I mean, that's fine to have some
For sure.
some
beards.
Absolutely.
specifics that you like about
Yeah.
you. That's okay.
Has advanced degrees, making over $100,000 a year, doesn't have children, and is currently attending church every week or every other week.
Every other week. Do you visit Jesus every week?
Yeah.
No. How
Yeah,
about
I
every
can't do it
How about
every
every
week.
fortnight?
Yeah. Just holidays. That'll work.
That'll work.
As long as you're 8 inches.
For the Lord.
Okay. Wait. The big kicker was when she revealed that she insists that she's unwilling to even go on a date with a man who will not commit to waiting until marriage for sex.
There
I'm
we
out.
go.
Yeah.
Did you say
And
I'm out?
I'm out.
It's like when
Yet-
you leave a card table.
Yeah.
So it says she is religious, but she's not a virgin and has had sex in all of her past relationships.
Just not this one.
Yeah.
So according to Elle, this is a conversation that should be had before even the first date. And if the guy isn't firmly agreeing, it's a no-go. And when I challenged her thoughts and logic on this, she got increasingly upset. So I think she's asking for a very tall order, making dating harder than it should be.
No pun intended.
Yeah, right?
8 inches.
Over 6 feet, 8 inches.
I'm not saying she should compromise on her religious values, but I'm trying to tell her that she should be more open-minded about her criteria because she is looking for a 1 in a million guy, while also prematurely shutting down and shutting out some potentially great guys because of their income or height.
Fair. Here's what I think needs to happen. Elle just needs a reality check because here's what's gonna happen. We've all met men and women with those big standard lists, those big long lists, and then you see that man or woman in a bar in your hometown.
Yeah.
10 years later, be like, how's that list going? They're like, I would bang 2 4s right now, but it would make an 8.
Yeah, that's the thing is, I wonder what L is on this. on
That's
also
a
fair.
good
We need to
question.
know. I
Yeah.
also hate, and this is, I'm so glad that, like, I never really ran into this because really, I mean, we dated and then got married, and it was pretty organically right after I got out of college. So I never ran into it a bunch because no one's asking about your income in college, right? But like that 6-figure and above income is like, how little do you think of him as a person where the only thing that matters is what he brings in income, right?
Yeah.
Because like a lot of times they can't control that. Like he could be really hardworking
sure.
or he could have no debt, and then no debt with $70,000 is better than a debt with $100,000, right?
Yeah.
So I get the height thing because some people just aren't attracted to people that are shorter than them. For sure. And I get the complexion thing because some people just aren't attracted to people who, that they have a specific type. Like I even understand that. But it's a money thing that's like, how shallow.
I don't know that money is shallow. I would say that
It's shallow to be like, I won't even talk to you unless you make a specific.
Yeah.
Fair.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I can understand like wanting to set yourself some standards for what you feel like you deserve. And it doesn't mean that how much you make specifically is an indicator of that in every
Right.
scenario. But I can understand her thinking, well, generally I want this. But it does sound like she's being extremely specific.
Right.
Like, I wrote a list of like a bunch of things I wanted in somebody.
Sure. You didn't get any of them.
Huh?
Got all of them.
You have 8 inches? It wasn't on her list, was it?
No. No. Here's what I say though is, I think everyone has a list and you have this idea, but then when you meet someone, and it doesn't matter. Like all of a sudden you're like, man, well, I just get along with this person infinitely better than anyone I've ever met.
Yeah.
And none of those things might apply, but you're like, I didn't think that would happen either, and then it happens.
I think the other thing too is like women that like, or men, because men can have the same. To be fair, this is going to be generalization, but typically women are the ones that have like the income restriction before they'll talk to a partner. But a woman wants a man to have like a 6-figure income, and then that man is working all the time to control that 6-figure, and then she's like, he's like, never home for me. He's probably banging his secretary. You know what I mean? Like it's like, or she cheats on him because he's never around to give her attention.
Or
you know
it's
what
like
I mean?
she wants somebody that makes a bunch of money so that she can stay home and have kids, and then he works all the time, and then you feel like you're not. That does happen a ton.
That's what I'm saying. So like I think Elle just needs to like wait a couple years. She'll get a little bit lonelier and probably a little bit hornier because she's had sex in every relationship except for the current one she's about to enter, and then she'll settle.
Well, I think it's the religious thing that's really the
I don't
kicker
think
here.
that's weird.
I didn't say it was weird. I said that's what's like driving her. That's a really like that's something that I was encouraged to do at 27. Was like, or like in my 20s. Be like, I was super religious. I was very, very, very involved in that. It was like,
wait until
you have to make a
marriage.
specific list. You can't have sex again until you get married because
Again.
that's a thing.
The Lord forgives one time.
Right.
I'm being completely serious. Like I now I'm like, that's the dumbest thing ever. But like, at the time I was like, this has to be my thing. So it sounds like she's going through that.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, you're right. It could be.
And that is the comical thing about religion is like, like somebody that's already had sex with multiple people is saying like, well, I can't have sex with you until we're married. You're like, but you bang like you had 6 one-night stands.
Yeah.
We don't need to
You
say
had the,
bang. How about I made love to other people?
Well, 6 times in a Motel 8. That is not making love, Kendall.
With 12 different people. I don't know. It's the whole thing.
We call it the Last Supper.
It's so silly.
Is her list unrealistic? Probably. Maybe not.
A little bit.
Probably unrealistic. Will she eventually I think like you said, you'll find somebody, you meet somebody. That's part of it.
Yeah, everyone goes into things with a plan. She just has a plan, and she'll check a few of those boxes with some of them, and that's fine to have a plan.
Right.
And she'll probably meet some guys that will initially say,
sure,
yeah, I'm fine. I'm waiting till marriage because they're
6'4".
religious too or whatever. But then also they might be thinking in the back of their heads, I mean, she's not serious.
Right.
Like, we'll figure it out or whatever.
It's wait until marriage until we get a couple Miller Lights in us. You know what I mean? Like that's, I think that's, she's absolutely gonna, it'll change or it'll adapt and it'll be better. But you can't, I don't know. I guess it's good to have, like you said, it's good to have.
I think it's good to have an idea of
like
what you want.
Every episode of House Hunters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they have
like
a plan.
They all have a plan going into it. Like, must have this and this and this, and they end up with a house that looks...
That's a great analogy.
They end up with a house that looks nothing like what they were initially going for. They're like, we just fell in love with this mid-modern fixer-upper.
All these things we didn't know we wanted.
Right.
Yeah, that became... that's a great analogy.
Yeah. We don't mind the asbestos in the ceiling.
Yeah, right. Turns out I like asbestos. No, but it is. It's you have a plan, and then you meet someone, and then they check boxes you didn't even know you had. And I know your 8 inches or nothing for you, but it's and then maybe it's 7.5, for some other people.
That was on my list.
Yeah. Well, you said you got everything you wanted.
I did get everything I wanted.
Dang.
Thank you.
And if you got everything you wanted today, we would appreciate if you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Yes.
2 friends.
This would help us grow organically. I will tell you, Spotify has been blowing up. Our Apple numbers seem to be staying the same. People don't, they're listening more on Spotify. They're finding us more on Spotify.
I didn't know that.
Which is fine because people are finding us. But if you enjoy this show and you're listening to it for the first time right now and you're having a good time, like the other people that have seen this show or found the show, tell a friend. tell 2 friends.
People in Spotify are doing it.
Yeah, and if you tell a friend and then comment down below and tell us that you recommended the podcast to you, whenever we start having merch and stuff like that, we will send you a sticker. We'll send you some merch of some kind or whatever the case. Whatever we can do. It is coming soon, so we'll send you some stuff so that you can enjoy the show even further because we have been Bad Potato Salad.
Lana.
You've been served.
No, try it with them
Yeah,
because
I
we have
didn't feel
been
that.
Bad Potato Salad.
And you've been served.
Let's go there. It is.